Welcome to the Hollywood Scholar. I'm Jed Morgan, and I have been one of the few people, it seems, that doesn't like HBO's The Last of Us for a myriad of reasons, from adaptation integrity to just plain good writing, as I believe it is not as well written as people seem to believe it is, and just not a good adaptation as many people seem to believe it is. But today, I'm actually not going to be talking about that specific aspect of it, because there's some pieces of news that I apparently missed from a few days ago that I want to bring up now, because there have been some legitimate criticism, even from people who like the show, about the leader of the Kansas City Freedom Fighters, Kathleen, because she does not come across as believable. She does not come across as smart or intelligent. She straight up kills what is reportedly their only doctor in the first episode that she's introduced in for no more reason than spite, because that man was not responsible for anything that happened to her brother. She's like, "Ooh, I'm gonna kill you because I'm big and mean and scary. I'm ruthless." And in behind the scenes, apparently that was the whole motivation. The actress herself confirmed it. It was just to show that she has a dark side and that she is indeed complicated and evil. But she's killing reportedly their only doctor. That is not smart. And the actress says the main feature of this character is her intelligence. But I want to jump into some of that criticism, because apparently a former American's Top Model has come out to criticize this actress in the role of Kathleen. Now, I have nothing against the actress. She seems fine enough, just terribly, terribly cast, from her mousy voice to her size more than anything else, as much as anything else, and the bad writing that accompanies everything, because her size is an issue in this specific show. Of course, we don't really care in the real world in the modern day to a certain extent how big a person is, but in an apocalyptic world like this, when food is scarce, there would be a legitimate problem with someone being this big, especially as a leader. We have examples of it throughout history when a leader is fat or oversized in an era of poverty and starvation. The people uprise and take him down because they're rightfully pissed at their leader gorging themselves on the limited rations of the era. And that is exactly what this top model is criticizing this actress for in the role. It's like, hey, you shouldn't really be that big in an apocalyptic world unless you're eating everyone else's rations. It is a legitimate concern for realism and immersion, and one that I 100% share. I didn't talk about it in my video because I normally like to focus more on writing, but it is a legitimate concern for her size, considering the type of world that she exists in. They were starving. Fedra was treating the people poorly. If there were Fedra people that were fat, cool, that makes sense. But she's fat as the leader of the resistance. That doesn't make sense and doesn't make her ripe for leadership. If she was indeed that size, no one would trust her, because there's only one way to get that big in a post-apocalyptic world, and that's stealing food from other people. So why would you want someone who is clearly stealing food as your leader? Kind of a problem, kind of a reason why you wouldn't follow her, amongst the many, many other reasons, such as her lack of intelligence, for example, killing the doctor. But let's get into it. So yeah, apparently this happened about 4 days ago, or was reported on. Former American's Top Model deletes Twitter account after body shaming Last of Us star. It's not body shaming to point out a legitimate, abject fact about a post-apocalyptic world. And it sucks that the tweet was deleted. The whole Twitter account was deleted because I can't go to it directly. I only have the quotes for it here, and Entertainment Weekly has a weird formatting system, so I didn't go directly to their version of the story, so CBR is the best I could do. And apparently, this American Top Model, when talking about this actress, said, "Life of a luxury, not post-apocalyptic warlord." That makes sense. Just like I was saying, you can only get that large when you have more food than everybody else. There is some luxury involved in it. Completely a legitimate concern. But the actress who plays Kathleen came out in response to this top model saying, "I'm playing a person who is meticulously planned and executed an overthrow of Fedra," which is actually false, as confirmed in episode 5. It was said that after the death of her brother, by way of Henry ratting on him, they were able to form a mod, French Revolution style, and overthrow Fedra. And she just led the charge, because apparently leadership in post-apocalyptic freedom fighters is hereditary, like it's a monarchy. Kind of weird that she would be in charge, but there was no meticulous aspect to it. As they said, it was literally everyone got so pissed that they killed off her brother that they uprose to fight Fedra, and she was just the one who kind of ended up being in charge for some bananas reason. That is not evidence of meticulous planning. She's not shown herself to be intelligent by what they tell us or what they show us. The only time they tell us that she's intelligent is in that conversation with Perry. He's like, oh my God, you're like the best as ever. Your brother is great, but you're so much better. That's the only time they even hinted at her being even a competent leader. They never showed it. And in referencing the events with Fedra, they never even told it. So there's a lot of show versus tell that is just totally broken on both sides of that equation, which is why I stand by my statement that this episode, the previous episode, and really this whole show is not very well written. She went on to say, am I supposed to be smart, man? I don't need to be muscular. That's what henchmen are for. Again, you're not being smart, and it's not about you being muscular. It's about you looking like you live in an apocalypse. When you're overweight like that, in a society like this, it creates an issue. If it's addressable in the story, great. If it is a plot point, great. But if it's just like no one seems to notice and it's not brought to the forefront of the attention whatsoever, it becomes a narrative breaking and immersion breaking issue that adds to the ever growing pile of writing and narrative issues with this episode amongst all the other ones. She's not a well written character, she's not a well acted character, and that may not be the actress's fault. I heard she's good in other stuff, but bad acting can come from bad direction as well. She's just not believable in the role of the warlord for any reason whatsoever. They don't show why everyone else is invested in her bloodlust for Henry. They don't share her vendetta. Perry says he does, but he doesn't show it. Nobody shows anything. And she has not shown a single iota of basic leadership capabilities. From murdering the doctor, that should be immediate. All right, you're done. You're done. You're no longer the leader. You killed our only doctor. You fucking insane wench. She is not believable as a leader, and her weight is merely a single aspect of that equation of inaccuracy and ineptitude. But anyway, that's all I have for today. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Anon.
Hey, yo, are you feeling what I'm doing up in here? Oh, I know you are. Do you miss all the good, compelling stories that we used to get back in Hollywood that they ain't putting down no more? I know you missing it. So check out my book series, Odyssey of a Phoenix, a mythological epic about philosophy, morality, and modern-day mental illness issues, baby. Book 1, Down in Flames. Book 2, Apocalypse Then. These are currently on sale. What are you waiting for? Get your hands on them. And we got Book 3, Kill the Dark, is coming down the pipeline. Just wait for all the good stuff that's dropping. You ain't gonna be disappointed, fam.